as I wrote the book, I thought to myself how much in this culture we need myths. I didn't change anything because of that, but I was very aware that I was writing in and around, you know, somebody who was mythic. There was stuff in the last chapter, and I swear the dog must have eaten it. I mean, there was stuff I love that's not in the book. For instance, there's a meeting that this has come up a little bit later in other people's reporting, but David has a meeting when he's at Claremont, you know, at Pomona in his last years. He's a meeting with Anton Scalia. I mean, Scalia, my understanding of the story is different than what was published by this guy. I think his name is Brian Garner, who did a book on usage that is the jumping off point for Day's review, Tense Present. You know, that piece in Harper's, the big grammar piece about snoots and so on. My understanding is that Scalia wanted to meet him because he loved Infinite Jest, and that Dave agreed to meet him really only on the condition that his wife was there, Karen Green, and basically did everything to sort of de-intensify the meeting. So like I think it was Scalia and his wife, and David and Karen Green. And this is a slight exaggeration, but I think like basically the level of maturity that Dave and Karen showed was not much above like sneaking behind Scalia and like doing rabbit ears behind him. You know what I mean? I really think that was a piece of it. Yeah, I mean, you know, the biography was meant to have a quality of a memoir written by the person who did not live the experiences. So I sort of usurped the thing David never did and never wanted to do, which is write a memoir. So it's meant to feel, you know, the weird thing about writing about somebody who died so recently is the sort of apparatus of biography. I didn't really feel like what I wanted for the book. I think it would have felt weird, like dressing him up in a tuxedo when like David wasn't a guy who wore a tuxedo. You know, even in the black tie event, David wore, you know, maybe a thrift shop jacket. So Death Is Not the End is about this playwright who, he's actually a poet, the 56-year-old American poet, a Nobel laureate, a poet known in American literary circles as the poet's poet, or sometimes simply the poet, lay outside on the deck, bare-chested, moderately overweight. Anyway, it's a very funny kind of parody of a literary poobah, but I think the title is interesting, you know, Death is Not the End. I think that somehow applies to the way people think about him. And you know, even with all the work I did, I can't tell you why exactly we can't live without David Foster Wallace in this culture, but it seems like, you know, like we can't. And in the 4 years since he died, I feel like that sense that we can't live without him has gotten much stronger.